Well, Mike, after we did that podcast on what is happening with the Joe Biden presidential campaign, we've got a lot of conspiracy theories out there. We've got a lot of friends emailing us and texting us back and forth as to what they think is going to happen. It's interesting. I know we had we're kind of sharing some notes around, and it's going to be interesting. You've got as we mentioned already, you got George Clooney put that thing an article in the New York Times asking, basically saying that, hey, I think it's time for Joe Biden to step down. You've got Pelosi making the same comments. It comes out today that we've got Morning Joe is now saying that the Biden administration thinks that Barack Obama is behind this because he saw the op-ed before he got into the New York Times and was fine with that inclusion of that language that he should step down to be allowed in the New York Times. And so we've got all these things, conspiracy theories going back and forth. And so I think we wanted to throw our own in there. And we'll get this out as soon as possible before obviously Monday kicks in. But we're going to see President Joe Biden going to speak on Monday at the Lyndon B. Johnson Library to commemorate the signing of the Civil Rights Act. And I think there's kind of a bit of history there where you've got a former president who at that time decided not to run for reelection, decided not to put his hand in the ring for another term. Does he make the decision there? And I think the part that really brings it into interest, it is also the first day of the Republican National Committee convention. It'll also be maybe potentially a day after or 2 days after the President Trump figures out or nominates or selects who his VP is going to be. So, Mike, what do you say about this timing? I mean, granted, it's just conspiracy theories, but why the hell not? We're going to throw our own out there.
We went on Amazon and got our tinfoil hats. They were on sale for Prime Day. And so we've got some extra special tinfoil hats to come up with conspiracies. But, I mean, it's not funny, but from a political standpoint, conventions are about framing and delivering your message. They should provide anywhere from a 5 to 7 point bump for your candidate. If you pick a good vice president and everything goes well, that can even be higher. It's a chance to showcase your platform, your policies, and everything else. If he were to do something like that, he just steps on it. I mean, basically, he takes a big crap on it, is what he does. I mean, there's no other way to put it. Whatever is happening in Milwaukee the Milwaukee Brewers will have a better chance of getting press than the RNC convention if the incumbent president decides to say that he's not going to run for re-election. Doing it at the Johnson Library in Austin, Texas, talking about one of his sweet spot issues, which is civil rights. All of that fits. So it's not as far-fetched. I got to be honest, I still don't think he's going to do it. I don't think he's going to step aside. But if he were, those are all of the kind of marks, landmarks along the way that would make sense. I just think it's funny, though. I got to tell you, it's like, now Barack Obama's involved and it's conspiracy things. And it's like, to my Democrat friends, come on, this is our job. I mean, we're the conspiracy people here, folks. Come on. So give it a rest. At least leave us that much. I just think it's hilarious. I really do. It's like a comedy. And we're doing this on Thursday. And, in a couple hours, he's going to do a press conference, his first one in a long time. I think he's actually going to do well because it's a completely different kind of format and setup than it was for a debate. But I think what you might see is a messaging thing that if during the press conference, with everything that's going on, they keep asking him about his health, I can see him on Monday saying something to the effect of voting rights, civil rights are so important to me that they're not getting heard the way they should. Issues are not getting heard the way they should. So I'm gonna decide not to run. That way we can, for the next few months, focus on those issues and elect a new leader. whoever he or she may be.
And so, I mean, the timing would be as you know would be on their side would be fantastic because he would step on the messaging not just for the VP selection, he would really step on the entire messaging for the Republican National
Oh yeah,
Convention. I mean,
yeah,
that would be the only discussion that would be had for the next
right.
2 to 3 weeks. It's
It,
him
it,
deciding to step down, who's gonna take over, and because usually out of a convention you get a what, a 2 3 point, maybe four
no
point
more.
bump
Yeah,
or more.
if you do it right, you get more. You absolutely. McCain got it. I mean, I remember 2008, and this is with Sarah Palin. Remember, he got enough of a bump that he actually started pulling even with Obama.
Yeah,
And then a few days later, the economy crashed.
yeah.
So and they had to do the bailout of the banks and what have you. So I mean, you could get and if Trump has I think they will have a good convention. They have a good convention. They get a nominee, somebody that is not a rapper, and it's going to and he could get a really good bump out of that. But doing something like this would definitely take all the air out of the FinServ arena in Milwaukee because everything will be measured. Everything that is done will be measured by the decision the president would have made to not seek reelection.
Well, and I think with what Morning Joe came out today, saying that the Biden campaign is blaming Barack Obama for that he's pushing this narrative. I think they just stepped on our conspiracy theory because if they feel as though you've got someone else, another political party, or another member within your own party trying to do this, that's going to give them a little bit more fuel to fight and want to stay in there a little bit longer. And so, we'll see. I mean, we just wanted to share this out with the folks. So, everyone's got their conspiracy theories. We just got to through our own. And so,
I'm going to talk to some of my Democrat friends and find out what's going on behind the scenes. If Barack's giving him the knife in the back, I
yeah.
mean, that's that kind of surprises me a little bit. But hey, you never know with these people with these egos and stuff. But it's still, even if that were to happen and what we just described happened, it then becomes the question, does he step down from the presidency? Does he turn it over to Kamala to give her a running start?
Or does he stay in and fight, right? Or does he just stay in and fight?
To me, that's what he's going to do. I just think you got a guy and he's just going to keep going and going. But there is a window. Let's put it that way. There's no doubt from a public relations standpoint, there is a window that exists this coming Monday that could throw the other side into a chaos and open the door to a new candidate.
Yeah.
See if they walk through the door.
Well, Mike, it was great talking to you. I know we'll talk soon, so take care.
All right.